The dramatic beauty of deserts has inspired generations of poets, painters and adventurers. But experts say desertification now poses one of the greatest environmental and ecological threats to global sustainable development. According to government figures, some 27% of China's total land area is now desert or suffering from land degradation. Here in China's Kabuchi Desert, the planting of trees, shrubs and desert grass has slowed the expansion of migrating sands. But permanently halting and reversing the process is a monumental task, and experts say the clock is ticking. Former South Korean ambassador to China, Kwon Byung-hyun, has been a leading figure in the fight against desertification since the late 1990s. The founder of Future Forest, he's under no illusions about the seriousness of the problem.
Already 1/3 of the Earth's soil surface has gone desertified, and still it is in a rapid progress.
Ambassador Kwon is convinced that with the right resources and timely intervention, degraded land can be reclaimed and returned to its original state.
3-4 years ago, we launched a so-called Green Great Wall project. At that time, everybody ridiculed, joked it is a kind of, hopeless project. But the Great Green Wall has already been taking shape right in the middle of the desert, crossing the desert, fighting against the moving dune. That is the reality.
Future Forest has ambitious plans. They've recently launched a campaign to plant 1 billion trees in their Kabuchi Desert Project area. The Future Forest project is located in the eastern part of the Kabuchi, the most eastern of China's deserts. Ambassador Kwon envisions the location becoming the center of a national and global effort to research and combat the drifting sands.
From all over the world, the youth will come over here to plant trees in desert. They will exchange friendships, train their leaderships here, how to live together peacefully and peacefully living with the nature.
Selecting the right sort of tree and the techniques of planting in such harsh conditions has become something of a science, and with a 70% success rate, Future Forest is now considered one of the leaders in the field.
The shape of its root is like fingers holding the soil. Look at it, one root here, one root there, so the soil won't move anymore.
Planting trees in a desert might seem somewhat foolish, but just a few centimeters below the dusty surface of the Kabuchi, the sand is actually quite moist. This fact has led some to describe the area as being one of the wettest deserts in the world.
That's why the trees we plant take root so easily. Once we give the right atmosphere to the nature, without interfering adversely, nature can take care of themselves.
A narrow 2-lane highway cuts through the center of the Future Forest project area. But with so much of the project way off-road, getting around can be extremely difficult, and getting stuck in the sand is an occupational hazard. Part of the project area is bisected by the Liugohe. This semi-dry riverbed, or wadi, frequently dries out in the heat of summer, but after recent rains, there was enough surface water to make for a spectacular off-road experience. Ambassador Kwon says restoring the grasslands is only part of the story. He says Future Forest is mobilizing the local people. At the outset, he said they were pessimistic because they'd witnessed so many failures. But now, he says, they have hope and are more enthusiastic.
In those years, the sand wasn't treated, so the whole desert was moving forward. This year, it's better after the trees were planted. The movement of the sand has slowed, so no danger now for our daily life.
Another local farmer, Hu Mao, can remember when her home was completely surrounded by sand.
When I was little, the whole area here used to be a desert. By planting trees and treating the sand, the desert stopped moving, and it doesn't harm my crops anymore.
30 years ago, a government-funded pilot project to plant trees and seed the area with grass and other shrubs pushed the sands back, proving the case that desert afforestation can and does work. The building of roads is making the job easier for forestry and project staff who are working full-time on the afforestation projects.
In the past 4 years, we had to carry everything into this region on our backs to plant trees, to operate. There were no roads. Now, as you can see, there are roads. Cars can drive in. Though they can't reach the exact project area, at least it is closer.
From the banks of the Yellow River or Huanghe to the innermost regions of the Kabuchi Desert, Ambassador Kwon has an almost parental affection for the land, its people, and of course, his trees. The ambassador realizes the real battle against the yellow dragon has only just begun, but he's confident and optimistic about the future.
Once we keep on the planting trees and growing it, I'm sure within 10 years it can make a very handsome green Great Wall fighting against the moving sand dune.
You did a great job. Great job.